Hello.
Hi,
This is
welcome to your show.
episode 10.
This guy.
Cthulhu II, episode 10. So I got a new brush. This is a number 2 Princeton Aspen flat. It's a synthetic brush instead of being a sable or a hair brush. Not hairbrush, but hair brush. It's not squirrel hair or sable or horse hair or whatever.
Right
It's
on.
synthetic. I like the long stem, but that's only applicable when I have this thing on an easel. But I haven't had this thing on an easel yet.
You talk about it.
Yeah, I keep saying I'm gonna, but for blocking, it's just as easy to just paint like it's on like on a piece of paper.
Right on.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit different if I had set the easel up early on, and I didn't want to try to trace these or draw these out on an easel because that's just kind of a pain. You don't want to have it spin this way or that way while you're trying to work on it or fall or fold or whatever.
Right.
And I got some cadmium orange. Of course, always golden open. That is my brand. So, no, I'm not sponsored yet. But it is my brand. So I missed a little spot on the wing. It's a very little spot, but it shows the edge of this cloak a lot better.
All right. Yeah, I was supposed to remind you.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put some Pyrrole red on my paper plate.
All right.
My beloved paper plate.
Hey, man, it works.
My plan is not to do too much Pyrrole red in the wings today.
Okay.
Just that one little spot that I missed, and it'll probably dry by the time I get back to it. And I want to do some toying around with blending when it's dry and put a little, mix a little bit of Pyrrole red with the Burnt Umber. Because I'm going to do, and I told you off screen, but I don't know if I told anybody on screen, that I intend to do little rips and holes in the wings. So I'm going to be painting some blue spots and so on.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do quite a bit of orange. Hopefully it's not going to be wasted. Because I intend to use this orange as a base for both the moon. Well, I think I'm going to mix the orange with a little bit of white for the base for the moon.
Right on. Yeah, it up.
But the orange is going to be the base for the fire. So what I'll do is, well, while I'm talking, I already said to you, but to everybody else, that this is the chisel that I've been using to get all this. This is a flat it's the same as this without the angle, and I can get into a smaller group of things. So I'm going to add a new brush to the mix.
Let's count. 9. The count on the brushes. 9?
You mean the number?
No. How many?
How many brushes have I used? 1,
I thought you said
2.
8.
No. I think 1, 2, 3. Counting the big brush, 4, 5. I think 6.
Okay, so
total. So this will be 7.
I can count.
I have a small tube of titanium white. I should be using that up before I use this big tube, but it was easier to reach the big cube. I'm going to start. Oh, yeah. And I just love this thinner. Probably too much because it's just such an easy blending, mixing agent.
Right. Every time you say thinner, I think of thinner.
What?
The book, the movie,
Hmm.
the curse. Thinner.
I don't. I don't. So,
Well,
no, that's okay. I just don't
it better be okay.
because I use thinner in many different forms,
Right.
so I don't really think of the word thinner as a big deal.
Right. Well, hi, I'm Joe.
Let's do
Just,
this. Let's
just
get
the
a
way
bigger
I
red.
am.
Oh, I was going to take the cap off my trusty water. My trusty water.
Hell
If you
yeah.
can't trust water, man, I
Is
guess
Waterman
there's places you can't trust the water.
yeah.
I've heard.
Mexico, I hear their water, yeah, don't trust it. That's what I hear.
So interestingly enough, one of the places I hear that you got to be careful about eating and drinking is Egypt.
Hmm, I'm sure.
I know someone that visits Egypt. Imagine that. I can just visit Egypt. Um, and she says every time she goes, it gives her the runs. So it
Hmm,
couldn't be Montezuma's revenge because this would
yeah.
be a different country and much older.
Tutankhamun's revenge.
Or Sekhmet, or
The Revenge of King Butt. Never mind.
sorry, I'm paying attention to the small details. Can you see that?
Yes, I
That
can.
I just painted in?
Yes.
Yay!
Makes a world of difference.
It makes a back.
No, it really does. I mean, it makes it pop more.
It's a very little triangle, but it actually closes him, brings him forward. So
Yes.
I think that's probably what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
You said makes it pop, but it just pushes him forward.
Yeah. It's more.
The artistic term for makes it pop.
Yeah. Yeah. See? I'm the layman, you're the artist. So, you know.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been the layman.
Well, yeah, me too in that aspect.
Okay, switching from my favorite brush, the brand new one, to a bigger area coverage brush. And
Hmm.
I guess I probably could have stayed with that inside the wings for a little bit, huh?
It's all right. It's a
Well,
learning experience for everyone.
I'm using the bigger flat brush. It's the
All right.
same thing as that little one I just put up, except for much
Bigger.
wider.
It's his older brother.
Older, cheaper brother.
Bigger brother. Wow.
Older, cheaper brother. Older, cheaper brother.
Oh, yeah. La, 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 la. Okay. You're down in the black, man.
I'm
Can't quite
down.
see where you're painting.
Yeah. because
There
I
you
was
go.
intending to start on the moon once again.
Well, you know.
But like I said, I wanted to block in the fire. What I'm doing, that's what I'm doing right now. Just put some orange base on here that I can build over, because if I put yellow over it, it has a green tint. I don't know if you can see that, but what I put in for yellow last time has a green tint because of the blue.
Okay.
But I intended to go over it anyway, so but that's what I'm doing here is, the if I put this orange down, and when I put the yellow and white yellow and whatever mixtures I put on it,
All right. Very good.
I'm also trying to give it some kind of a flow.
Not ants, though.
And what I was talking about with the brush strokes,
Uh huh.
I want I want to have the brush strokes actually give it some of the fire feel. It's hard with a flat not to like start getting this little choppy look.
Right on.
And I like that little choppy look for the wings because it looks like it's textured for the wings.
Uh huh.
And it also looks like it was like liquid blood or something like that. And it's absolutely crazy madhouse shit, but that's Cthulhu, right?
Right on. Yeah. Total chaos. It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be madness. His song is madness. So it's okay to do madness with Cthulhu.
Word. Banner.
And I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't be worried about like the specific flow of the paint stroke, like from where it begins on this layer, but I kind of want to keep the continuity there. It
Right.
kind of looks like it's rushing up when I fade off that way.
Mm-hmm.
I also, I'm not going to worry about having a little bit of it cross the planes of uh, the woman.
All right.
Like I'm not gonna try to bury her or whatever, but
But if it links up against her, it's gonna be fine.
no, it's a little bit covering. See what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But fire does that.
Well, like I was saying, is I want to have a flare on her. So I don't want to lose the edges, but I want to weaken the edges. And a
Right.
couple of the edges I'm going to intentionally lose. But I'm trying to apply this so thin, and it's semi-transparent, that see how it looks like it's like when I go back over it, it kind of looks like flames kind of rushing, and it it's still really blocky and really plain, but it has that kind of feel, that kind of motion, and that's the stuff that I really like. You probably can't see this again, right?
No, I got you. I can
Okay,
see it.
cool. So the space that I didn't fill, I am gonna do something in that space, but I'm also gonna prepare it to blend with the darker browns.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that didn't do any good. Unfortunately, this is a little bit more transparent when you give it that full brush stroke. I love the effect that it gives when the brush stroke ends. Can you see that?
Uh,
Let me
Not really,
enlarge
because
this. Let me enlarge this
yeah,
like I
because
normally do.
I'm like, huh?
You
Yeah,
see
I
a
see
little
it
bit
now.
more.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah.
I'm just
Wow,
gonna.
man. I just got this request on Instagram. They want to use my picture to do a painting. They said they will pay me for it.
Oh, cool.
She's doing a 50 by 50 centimeter portrait. I said,
That's,
yeah, awesome. Go for it. Shoot. I'm glad I could inspire somebody.
did it come from watching this channel, or just you? Like, do they see you on Instagram, or because you just posted your picture on Instagram?
It's one of my pictures on Instagram. I
Yeah, I
guess
was.
they just came across it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you just changed that picture.
Yeah. Well, maybe
I
that.
was. I was tempted to comment on that because it really. Uh,
I've got a lot of remarks off of that picture. It's just me being me. I don't know. But hey, if it inspires somebody, hey, go ahead.
yeah, that's it. Really, I mean, what else can we do? When we're younger, we're geared towards what we can get, how far we can go, what
Right.
we can explore, and all that. But as we get older, or at least as I get older, it's what can I impart to people? What can I share that I've got?
What can I leave behind that'll last even after I'm gone?
Well, I mean, yes, to a degree.
Right, right.
Like it's not about what my name is going to carry or whatever, which is generally what when we're talking about what I leave behind type of thing. Like it's not about that at all. For me, it's about helping as many people as I can. Maybe learn something that they couldn't learn or didn't learn or don't have a way to learn from another source. Yeah, so sometimes the bristles of the brush, the way they spread, give you an effect that you couldn't get without it. That really kind of looks like some fire happening, you know?
Yeah, it does. I like that a lot.
We didn't start any music. I gotta start some music. I gotta get some different music. I gotta find somebody that does their own music or whatever so that I can get a change up. That is absolutely the, the stuff I want. And it's just you and me enjoying it. I had somebody ask me if when I was gonna uh, stream. They thought I was streaming last night, and I was like, no, I'm trying to keep to a schedule. I hear somebody stretching tape.
Wow, my first modeling gig, and I never even wasn't even looking. That's pretty cool.
That is not your first modeling gig.
What do you mean? Oh well, okay.
You realize that I used you for an illustration on a magazine, on an
Oh
online
yeah, you were
magazine
telling me about that.
that's still online. It was a different picture, younger you, like it was a mid stage you, but I actually have the picture behind me somewhere. Let me give it to you. That way you have something to remember me by.
I got plenty to remember you by.
No, remember me by, not for.
Yeah.
Hopefully something you don't want to forget. That looks pretty cool, huh?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
All that work on the hair, and I think I'm going to cover it.
Mm.
And then just paint it in later.
Right on.
I can see a little bit of it because of the texture.
Mm. Right.
So Leah came over for a while to take you out, or
Nah, she took her mom out tonight, and then when she came back, she just come in to give me a hard time, and have me chase her around. You know.
I'm very happy for you with them. I think maybe this is really where you're meant to be anyway. This orange seems so much more realistic fire color against the blue backdrop.
Mm, 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 mm. Bang, bang, do, 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 do. Yeah. Excuse me. Damn.
Now, see, every time that I let it dry
Uh
a
huh.
little bit and go back over it, you see what it creates? So I'm doing one swipe and then a couple of swipes to try to clean the edges up. And then as I'm doing it, it's drying because I haven't got any mixing agent in it, right? And then when I go over here and add some, then it's got some darker orange tones. Same thing here, so it looks like that kind of motion going on with the fire. See how bright that is?
Yeah, man.
And then I pull it up and
Hell yeah. I like the way that looks, man. It looks real good.
then I can turn the brush like this and give it some more motion. This is the color that I plan on mixing into Cthulhu's abdomen, because I'm going back over this with lighter colors because the
Right.
center of the fire is really, really light.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get a lot of effect on stuff that's going to be more outside. Because fire, contrary to popular representation, gets darker as it gets away from the center. I really wish I had a mop brush. Somebody buy me a mop brush. It only costs like $30. That's why I don't have a mop brush. Too expensive. Now, when you let the brush go to almost with no paint, like you've used up almost everything you've got on the brush tip,
Uh-huh.
it's called dry brushing, and that gives you a foggy effect, so it's not really solid and opaque, but it's there. That's actually really fun to be able to throw the edges of the flames wherever you want to throw them. And of course, flames. aren't real solid. So if they break up or get fuzzy on the edges or something, as long as the flow is right.
Right.
Plus, I'm going to come in and do the brown that I'm going to do on the edge is the same kind of similar thing, but it's going to be the smoke. It's different than the eraser, and yet
Bing, bing, ding. Hey, where's that comment section, man? Is anybody out there?
no, they wanted to know when we were going to stream so they could avoid us.
Oh, okay. They were like, oh,
No, not them.
great, man. That weird dude and Rich is going to be on at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Stay away from me.
probably I'm the weird dude.
Shit.
You're
Okay.
the entertaining guy.
Ah.
I'm the straight laced guy. I'm the Abbott to your Costello.
Oh.
I guess I should put some music on. I thought you were gonna be Bessie tonight or whatever.
What's that?
I said I thought you were gonna be Bessie tonight or whatever. The cow's head.
Oh, not yet, man. Later in the show. We're only a half hour in, man.
Right, nobody's here. Yeah, they're like, oh, they're gonna be doing it for friggin' 7 hours, so
What the
we
hell?
don't have to show up yet.
Right on.
We're not gonna miss anything for 2 hours. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. That's pretty cool looking. I don't know if you can see that. I have to be able to focus in. I literally have to get out of this program for my camera, get into it with another program, then focus on the other program, and then come back and be where we are here. It's a good thing that neither of us really, really believed that this was going to be a short stream. Or any of them are going to be a short stream for that matter, right?
Right.
Actually, I like the way the fire looks. It's not done, but I like the way it's looking. We're going to do the moon, as I've been promising. Ah, that's my new brush. Stop it. Stop being mean. Fire looks a whole lot different there. It looks like just an orange splash. Let's see. It still looks darker on screen than it is in real life. It's really, really orange color. So, okay. Music, damn it. Hey, there's a comment. Hey, Vincent. You didn't get to see the fire, did you?
What's up, Vincent?
It's up here.
How's it going, man?
I finished the wings up. And that means I need light. Which means you won't be able to see.
Yeah, sorry. Wow, with that light on there, that orange is really orange. Yeah. Vincent said, "How's it going?" And you say, "Yeah, I don't, dude."
Yeah, I turned the light off. You must have missed it when I did.
Uh,
Should have mixed this with Pyrrole red. But the moon is supposed to be a lighter color, so. Lighter color than this orange is what I mean. It looks really bright.
Hey, Rich, what do you think of Jason Babak work?
Babak.
Babak, yeah.
Well, David Finch taught him. So it really kind of looks like David Finch taught him. I mean, he's gone his own way a little bit since then, but
Okay,
you can definitely see Dave Finch's influence in his work.
This is
Hang on.
pancake,
Cookie time.
pancake, this is strawberry cupcake.
All
This
right.
is
Oh yeah. Thank you. Look what I got, people. Cookies. Cookies.
I went out for ice cream. Well, we went out for ice cream just before came back to do this.
Oh.
Amanda's in the nasty basement. She calls it gross. Trying to decide how to make it not gross or how to make it so she likes it. Or just to make one thing work the way she wants to or something like that. I haven't been down in the basement because I can't navigate very well like that. It's very thin, not very secure steps. One of the things that flats are really good for, edging up to a line.
It's kind of a copy of David Finch. I mean, I still can see the difference, but I can see his main influences, Dave.
Yeah, Dave literally taught him, like he, I guess, lived near Dave. And he'd go over Dave's house and Dave taught him, so. At least that's what Dave says, so I'm going to go with that.
Right.
Let's see. Gotta get more paper towel. Yeah, like I don't want to say that he's a copy of David Finch, but you can definitely see the influence, and it's definitely his style. So, let's see. I think we need more yellow.
Oh, I was just blowing off the cookie crumbs from my keyboard. Oh yeah, definitely. Vincent said, "Damn, that's awesome to be taught by an artist like David Finch."
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone. Not everyone. So now I'm going to put a little bit of this mixing in here just to keep it moist because I don't know how long. It's going to stay moist.
Bing, 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 bing.
Oh, that wasn't good. Put some premature orange onto the wings. Every edge that you clear up does that thing we were talking about earlier where it pushes everything forward.
They're in the basket on the back of the sink.
Yeah, keeps happening. Guess I have to stick my finger in the water and get some of this paint off. Which is a good idea because I'll probably want to wipe more paint off later on.
Right.
What about Kyle Host? Yeah, Kyle Host. He's very dark oriented. I really like Kyle's work. I'm friends with him on Facebook. His warm-up drawings are better than a lot of other guys' stuff. He draws with pen to do warm-ups, and some of them are like the Grinch, but like drawn more like realistic or whatever. Definitely, Kyle Host is a badass.
Mm.
And he's helped a lot of people get started too. I think David Finch said that he helped him get started also at one point. But whether he did or didn't, he's inspiring enough to see his work and want to emulate it a little bit. He draws a lot of great muscle tone, and
Well, thanks. Oh, you weren't talking about me. Damn.
I didn't think you drew muscle tone.
Sure I do. Oh. See what I did there? Word fun.
Still trying to figure out what you did there.
Nothing, man.
Have you seen Kyle Holtz's work?
Can't say I have, man.
It's spelled like hot with a Z instead of an S.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Holtz. At least that's the way I've been told to pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should look him up. He's badass.
All right. I believe that.
There's a lot of Spider-Man and Venom, and pretty much I think he does everything, but
Very cool.
those characters really pop when he's working with them.
Yeah, man.
I'd be excited to get some Kyle Holtz work.
Cute. Careful, careful.
You can almost see the flames again now.
Yeah, man. Vincent says, I seen Kyle Huck's work. His work has so much black.
It does have a lot of black, but
Right.
that's actually not really much different from if you look at Bernie Wrightson's work.
Right.
It is the same type of work where the black helps define the shapes and everything. Now, this is not to say anything against Kyle, because I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes his work has so much detail, it's so busy, you kind of lose some of what's going on
Right.
because it's so dark. There's sometimes there's not very much contrast to those darks.
Mm-hmm. Well, Vincent thinks his inking work is amazing.
Well, yeah, because that's what you see from him is inking.
Oh.
Like I said, even his warm-up drawings are in pen.
Now I'm going to have to look this dude up, man. I'm going to have to look up a lot of dudes. I'm still a noob when it comes to artists. Mm-hmm.
So that's mostly comic art that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm just saying that in distinction that it's not painters we're talking about right now. We're talking about comic artists. They're really good comic artists, but comic artists.
Right on.
Jay Fleabach is not a painter. Johnny Desjardins is.
Okay.
He's more of a painter. What the I think I have to have an eraser.
Yeah, Rachel. The good thing you learned that trick, isn't it? Bam, bam, bam. Yeah.
Oh, I love that trick. That's a trick that I have not been able to do with any other acrylics.
Oh, all right.
And that doesn't mean that you can't, because I don't use Liquitech. I did a little bit, but the containers are really so funky. Actually, I can show you.
Wow.
They're little plastic thingies, and they feel like they're gonna break when you twist the top.
All right.
And that's what Joe Jusko uses. But they are basically kind of the same thing as this.
Right.
Because they're soft body, they're more pliable. You can move them around longer. You can mix them and blend them longer. And they do have a slow drying agent from Liquitex too.
Right.
And I haven't tried it to mix it with other paints. I do have it. It might mix with other paints. It might mix with goldens or whatever. But if I can, I like to stick with what I know and I know I like.
Right on. Right on. Mountain Dew, still not a sponsor.
You and Eli. Eli, it goes from Mountain Dew 0 to Coke 0. Logan's mostly a big slam diet Mountain Dew. I was for a long time, but I don't do that shit.
I just started drinking it again. I used to drink like the Armor drinks and stuff like that.
Okay, not a sponsor.
Oh, I see what you did there. Plug.
Powerade 0.
Plug. It's all right, man. It's all right. Yeah.
That's good. I don't care if it isn't. I really, to me, it doesn't make any sense to penalize people for showing what they like. Like,
Right.
if I was selling a product, for instance, if I was selling a drink, I'd want people that are on a live stream or at an event or whatever to say what they're drinking.
Definitely. Definitely.
Especially if they're drinking my stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's free publicity. Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes it's good, great publicity. Like, for instance, I don't know if you remember it, but it was a long time ago when the police academies were big.
Yeah.
Bobcat was a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just adores Tab.
Yeah, didn't they bring it back?
And it was like, I always thought Tab was gross, you know.
Right.
That's just my opinion. But I don't like Diet Coke, which basically that's what Tab is now.
Yeah.
I mean, they started doing Diet Coke as around the time that they started stopping production of Tab.
The one
And
thing,
I remember him carrying the 6-pack of tab on stage
Mhm.
and talking about how it was disappearing or whatever.
Right. Yeah, and then it started coming back more and more. You were seeing it.
That's like ponies. They disappeared forever.
Right.
Now they're back.
Mm-hmm. The one thing that stands out of my mind from Bob that
Actually, I think, sorry to cut you off, I think
No, go ahead, man.
Eli just got a pair of shoes today
All right.
because he got his money today.
Yeah.
And I think he got a pair of Pumas. Because I was looking at a pair of Pumas and he was like, I want a pair of Pumas.
Oh, hell yeah. That's cool.
Picked his school colors, you know, because he's an athlete. See how that tentacle stands out? 2 tentacles stands out?
Yeah, man.
Pow! Pushes it right forward. Bang.
Bang.
There's something
Right
done in the
there.
background.
In your face now.
Because there's something done in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that was 2 of the 3 main goals today, right there, right?
Yeah, man. You're cooking with gas.
Yeah, look at that. In an hour. In an hour.
1 hour. Damn.
Now the thing with the wings is going to take me forever.
Man. Might go quicker than you think, man. Everything else did. Very groovy. Very groovy indeed.
Well, what I'm trying to do is think it's going to take me forever. That way, if it doesn't, I'm like, yay. We've got 25 hours into this so far.
It all
just
seems like
starting.
it's yesterday.
What's that?
It don't seem that long.
Well, no, because it was in bites, you know. But
Well, yeah,
we had a 4-hour bite last time, right?
yeah.
We
But that's
started
all-
early to end early, and we're like, we're not ending early. I think I'm going to have to swipe some orange. More orange. Around her. I've also got a little bit of brown missing.
I still can't get over that, man. Out of all the people, they picked my mug. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I'm flattered, man. I'm honored. You know, that's what I told her. I said, I'm honored. Go ahead and do the picture. I ain't worried about the money. Just do me justice. Let me see the picture when you're done. It's all about the art, man. Do what you love. And I've seen I've seen her work on her page, and she does an incredible job.
Well, you know, this is one of the instances where you could have told her.
I did. I gave her the name of the channel and everything.
And you told her that we could plug her stuff here.
Yes, I did.
Well, you can put a link up to her site.
Well, you know,
You have the power. You just have to open. I'm pretty sure you just have to open
well, just
YouTube.
have to learn how to do it. That's all. It'll go.
I'm pretty sure it's just you have to open YouTube and cut and paste. I should ask. There's a couple of mods I know from other channels that I could ask and see how they do it.
Right. One Cthulhu. Oh. But I'll be right back. I'm not going anywhere for long. But my mic is still on, so you can hear me.
Ah. I think I just accidentally painted an orange mustache on my mic somewhere.
It is time for the cow. Rock cow. Nah. So how are you doing?
Now you bring the cow out.
I told you I would. It's hat time, baby. Yeah. Rich is doing the other one. And the other one. Yeah.
Hey, Brett.
Huh?
Brett.
Yeah.
Says don't have a cow.
Too late. You got a problem with the cow, man? Mom. Uh-huh. Yeah. What's happening, man? Look, we have another person. It is too hot for that shit. Woo! I'm glad I could provide some entertainment. Man. What's up, Brett?
You know what I'm trying not to say.
What's that?
You could poke a couple of holes in that.
There is a couple holes in that, but you know.
Well, if you put more holes in it,
Yeah. Maybe you
yeah,
should a little
holy
fan up
cow.
in.
I told you I was trying not to say it. Look what you made me do.
But sure, blame that shit on me.
Hey, you weren't getting it from what I was saying.
Sure, I was. I just wanted you to say it.
See?
Yeah, man. Deep beef. Ha Do holy cows make Swiss cheese?
Right? So you can't say you have no beef with anybody.
Yeah, I have no beef with anybody, man. Wow. The cow jokes. Bang, bang,
Ain't you used to it? You're in Zephyr Hills.
ha 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 ha.
No, I was actually asking seriously.
No, those are mutated ducks and wild chickens.
Yeah.
That's Zephyr Hills for you. The ducks look like they were crossbred with turkeys. What's that name? Dash from Finch Discord.
Oh yeah, cool. Another Joe.
Hey, what's up?
Dash was the one that was asking me when we were gonna stream, and
Oh, groovy, man.
was talking about doing some drawing while we were streaming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
The more the merrier, man. We'll get this whole little place looking just like, the Brady Bunch and shit.
Hmm.
In the beginning, where they're looking at each other.
No running on set. So that's what they told them. No running on set because they couldn't film with them running on set because they bounced around and you heard it.
Wow.
Yeah, there's worse facts. I was learning some pretty screwed up facts. Cindy Brady used to flash the camera crew. Like
when she was little?
Yeah, I'm like, what were you, 6?
Right? Look at my nuts. I'm trying out to be one of the raisins.
Burnt Umber. So the colors that we've got on this, my beloved paper plate, are
Hey,
Cadmium.
that's the art there.
cadmium yellow, dark,
Right.
titanium white. I'm going to try to do this without sticking my fingers in it. Burnt Umber that I just added, and Pyrrole red.
Really?
And cadmium orange. And that's just plain cadmium orange.
Very cool. I'm glad to see chat lighting up, man. I mean, see a bunch of people talking. That's
I'd
a
like
good
to
thing.
hear some discussion. Yeah, see some discussion too.
Yeah, man. Talking amongst themselves and to us, man. I almost feel like part of a group.
Like something's going on, right?
Right, right.
Back up with the camera for a second. So
You know what?
it's a nice sweep of what's going on.
Yeah, man. It's coming together really good, man. Once you added them flames, just the flames and the moon made that shit just pop even that much more. Man. Very cool. I like it.
No sign of Dan yet. He must be either watching in the background or hasn't seen that.
He'll pop in later, I'm sure. He always does.
Yeah, he's usually a staple.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Bam, 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 bam.
Have you ever seen the Peanut Butter Falcon?
The peanut butter falcon?
I'm guessing that's a no.
Can't say I have. No. I
That's
think peanut butter cup.
that's what I'll be watching later on.
Yeah.
I watched part of it earlier, but It's one of those, like we were talking about Benjamin Button and all that.
All right.
So it's a movie about a special needs kid, Down syndrome. Well, I guess he's an adult, and he's in a care home because he has no family to take care of him.
Right, huh?
But he keeps trying to escape it because he wants to become a wrestler.
All right.
So it's really comedic too. But he's got a roommate that helps him escape. He has this old lady that tries to help him escape by he gives her his pudding and she pretends to choke on it. Yeah, so and then he runs into somebody who is basically ripping off other people's traps, which it'll get you killed. Get you killed in Maine. They're ripping off lobster traps or something.
Oh yeah.
And this is fish traps. It's like somewhere in Louisiana, so I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong on that, but it's definitely somewhere in the South.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like from what I've seen of it, and it's really going to be a heartwarming story too because he's learning to live, and this other guy is a criminal that ends up taking him under his wing and teaching him stuff and trying to defend him and teach him whatever he needs to do. It's like he doesn't start out wanting to do it, but he ends up wanting to do it.
Right on.
But yeah, there's some funny scenes. Like I watched one of the previews. He hands him a shotgun, and the guy fires the shotgun, and he goes flying the other way, like by the side of some railroad tracks. This is one of those situations now.
Uh-oh, dilemma time.
Yeah, well, nothing is quite dry. You see the flames really good now.
Yes. You never
There.
did keep that hair dryer, did you?
Yeah, right. I don't know if we even have one.
Oh, man.
I don't use it. Amanda don't use one. So, hair
Right.
dryer. Nope, I don't think we have one.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so the next stage should be still working on the wings. Now my question is, should I mix a little bit of Pyrrole red into the orange and go back over that orange from the moon, or lighten up the wings with it? I could also do that by putting some mixing potion. Try to figure out a place that I can put my beloved plate that won't leave an imprint in the beloved paint. So, I guess.
You can do it. I have total faith in you. Do you feel assured?
Sure.
Okay, good. My job is done here. Good night. Wish it you.
So I want to just darken it a little bit. And I'm putting this is the mixing. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's really clear. So
Yeah.
when I'm tapping into that, that's clear mixing gel, but
Did you read?
it's thinner. So what it's doing is actually keeping this moist so that I can dip into it a couple more times.
And moisture is always good when you're dipping into it.
Now, I don't know how many.
Hey,
I don't know how many people are over the age of 13.
Hey, just Joe says, I really like the look of this painting. The girl in the fire is fantastic.
And that's just the base coats, really. That fire is not done at all.
Just say thank you.
Thank you, but it's not done at all. I don't want to have him think that's the finished product, because it's not the finished product.
Right. Yeah.
Mainly, that's the reason that I'm saying that. I do appreciate anyone likes what I do. That's all artists do that, right?
Right on.
I don't know of any artists that are like, don't say good stuff about my work,
How dare you call my work good?
right?
Now I'm going to start all over again.
What the heck is wrong with you?
Bang. Yeah.
So, because this is all basic,
Uh-huh.
anything that I cover over thin enough to see, I can come back into.
Yeah.
Like, if I go over that brown a little bit, but I can see where the edge of the brown is,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to fear losing it because I can come back into it.
Right on.
I'm actually surprised that I just didn't, blend right into that red, because that's one of the
Okay.
great things and one of the things you got to be cautious about
Right.
with this thinning agent, because once it meets up, that's what it does, is it's there so that you can thin and mix the paint like oils.
Yeah, man.
The oils stay wet for a long time, so you can just keep going over them and over them.
Very cool. And Joe's like, yeah, the yellow is going to make it pop. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's that. I just don't want to give anybody any false ideas. It's not going to be like a pure yellow anywhere, really. The moon is a lighter color like that, but
Yeah.
in the flames, we're going to do like an off-white as the lightest color.
Oh, I can dig. I'm picking up what you're putting down, man. In the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas. Yeah. La. My new little friend I picked up today. Yay!
What's it?
One of my new toys. I picked up a new friend today.
Oh, I asked what is it because I didn't see. I saw it when you put it back.
Oh, you ever seen the anime Tokyo Ghoul?
No,
Okay, well,
it won't do me any good, right? Because I mean,
exactly. But the rest of y'all out there, if you ever have,
but it's a
good
little,
shit.
that's a bobblehead toy, right?
Yeah, man, it's Funko Pop, man.
What?
It's
The ones with the big heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Logan got me a Punisher like that and the Paul of June version of it.
Mm.
Like, he doesn't understand that I'm not really a toy guy.
Right. Well, you can send them to me. You got my address.
How can I do that when he gets them for me for my birthday or something, you know?
Oh, damn. Be like,
Yeah,
you
like
don't
get some,
understand.
he gets them for me for my birthday or Christmas or whatever, and that's when I just say thank you. You know, it like I like the Punisher, and that's
Right.
pretty much tied for my favorite Marvel character. So I like that, but I'm not big on the whole idea of Punisher being a little bobblehead character.
I got a zombie Captain America. He's pretty tall, man. It's Funko Pop, but it's like a special edition.
Yeah, Kate. I'm
GameStop exclusive.
thinking Kate got me this. It might have been Logan got me this too, but
Oh, that's groovy.
I've got a Punisher shirt for every day of the week. I've got a Punisher hat.
There you go. Hey,
I've
man.
got a bunch of Punisher stuff.
At least you ain't got to worry about what to wear.
Yeah, and I don't always wear that. One of my favorite shirts to wear is it's just a plain black shirt that used to have the words "We're on a mission from God." I'm on a mission from God.
Oh, Blues Brothers. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it's got a special meaning to me because remember when I was working with Jimmy in the shop that was on like where first and third split.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's why I got my head here.
Yeah, that's when I was painting the outside of it, spray painting it,
Uh-huh.
apparently I didn't even realize it at the time. The cop come up to me and he was like, "What are you doing?" You know, I'm graffitiing a building and he's walking up to me, but we had permission from the landlord.
Right on.
And I'm like, "Don't talk to me. I'm on a mission from God." Jimmy never forgot that, so he tells the story all the time.
Right on.
He's like, "The biggest, meanest cop in Zephyr Hills. No word of a lie." That's one of his things. No word of a lie.
Right on.
He come up and Rich looked at him just as straight as could be.
Hell yeah.
Like, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was on a mission because nobody could see that shop.
Right
It was on the corner behind the gas station that was on the corner right in front of it. It was like
Exactly.
the Chicken Foot Road. So
I think it's like
the mission was to get some people to be able to see us.
right. I think
I
now it's
achieved
like a
that.
place.
Starting with the biggest, baddest cop in town, I guess.
I'm sure you made his day. He probably left his ass off once he left you.
Maybe once he left me, because Jimmy was all like, "Oh shit," and he ran over and started talking to the cop and all that, and I just ignored him and went on with what I was doing.
Right on.
I didn't give it no mind at all. It was like,
Right on.
"If you're in my way, get out of my way.
Right. Don't touch that, it's sweat.
I've got a job to do,
Right.
and you ain't part of it."
Oh yeah. I don't like that. That's right.
Can you see this wing? Is it looking good? I'm gonna turn this light off to see how it looks on screen.
Oh yeah, it's looking good, man. It does look better with the light off. With the light on, got this.
Because you can see more of it. Yeah, it's just a big glare. It's
Yeah.
tending to either make it flare red or flare orange, right?
Yeah.
And it's wet enough to not really be clear on it.
Right on.
My patron, I don't think he's actually seen it he might have seen like the first couple of drawings or whatever. He's been waiting for the sped up version, I guess. He's a busy guy.
Right.
He's running a business where he had to lay some guys off, and now he's trying to get them work again. He's a really good guy like that. He's a really good guy. That's why I'm putting so much into this before. I haven't even really talked to him about price. He's like,
I agree, Benji. I agree, Joe.
yeah. I like it more when the light's off on camera, but I can't see it to ping when the light's off. Like, if I turn the light off over here, those flames pop right back up.
Over there, though.
But, yeah, it's still a glare over here because the light's on over here. If I turn both lights off, it's a dark hole in the wall. I can't see anything. And I, gotta see, so.
Well, yeah. There's that.
I'm trying to come out of this with the oranges like this subtly.
Uh-huh.
I may end up having to throw more red into the mix, but see, it's brighter here, and then I want to have it darker as it comes out here.
It definitely looks like that moon shining through the top of his wing over there. Right? That looks good.
Yeah, and I've got to mix this with that too, so I just want to be clear that, the
I'm loving it.
I really like these reds. I don't want to cover them up because I really like the texture they got.
Right on.
Like that was, it wasn't an intended texture, but I wanted to see what was gonna happen.
Right.
And you've got brush strokes over brush strokes going different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've got to darken that down just a tad bit. Let's see if this will work. Oh, there we go. Just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, the darker the color generally, rule of thumb wise, it's more transparent.
All right.
That's that whole eraser thing. I can take the thinner and give it some other texture. Sweeps of the wings. What?
Oh, nothing. I'm just noticed something on one of my pictures, and I was like, no. That's all right.
Not so much accidents, not a happy accident so much, because I intended to just fill the area, and I knew that the brush that I was using was going to texture it a little bit, so it wasn't completely an accident. It was more like an experiment. I wanted to see what it was going to do. But yeah, definitely that happens all the time if you let it. And it's very hard for someone like me who's normally completely a control freak over this kind of stuff.
No, I would never guess.
You make it difficult to talk to my public. I don't have a public.
I'm sorry.
I don't have a public. I'm just fucking around.
Go ahead, proceed, man.
They weren't having it either, I'm sure. They were all like, "Oh, he's full of shit."
They're like, stupid. He's just screaming now. No. I'm joking. I kid.
So, I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't until I turn the light off. But
Right.
it's again that thing that I did with the fire, where I'm getting the texture from the motion of the brush and stuff.
Right on.
And I'm trying to give some swoops to the wings so that you kind of get that wrinkled wing look, you know?
Right.
Bat wing, wrinkled wing. Let's see how this looks again.
It looks pretty good.
That overall wing is the important, you know. I gotta brush a little bit over where the moon is. Coming through the wing.
New skill unlocked.
Yeah, that was the whole happy accident thing. And yeah, like, I guess, you know, kind of it's that way, but like I said, I was intending for it to do something.
Right. For some reason, just that phrase made me think of Scott Pilgrim.
I haven't seen that.
Great movie, man. You haven't seen it?
No.
Dude, watch it.
I
What's
gave
wrong
it
with you?
some thought. I don't watch a lot of movies at all. Not at all.
It's been around forever, dude.
Yeah.
Just like
So is a lot of movies. Like, I remember when it came out, I was tempted to watch it.
right on.
I just didn't.
Mm.
Like, it just depends on my mood. When it comes to movies, I don't just watch a whole lot of movies. When I was a kid, you know, I watched movies all the time. My mom used to go to bingo and take me to the theater, and I'd watch a double feature every week.
No kidding. Hey, wait. I think I was there with you a couple times.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, I'm not saying it turned me off of movies completely, but it definitely slowed me down, because a lot of movies, especially nowadays, a lot of movies have messages crammed in them, and I don't want to see their messages. I just want to enjoy a movie. When it becomes hard to enjoy a movie, you know.
Through the messages, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, so it's okay if they want to state their opinion.
Right.
It's not okay if they want to cram their opinion down my throat.
Down your throat. Yeah, I agree.
And all the time. So,
Right.
does that look like a subtler shine of the moon coming through, or is it just ruined?
Can't really tell, man. Because there's...
Duh! It just needs to be a little bit lighter. See, now when the acrylics dry, they dry darker.
All right.
So there's a little bit of planning in that too.
Groovy.
I guess I'm happy with where it's going. I just don't know what you guys see, because I have to look up and look into the camera to see a facsimile of what you guys see, and it's not exactly what you see either.
Right.
you see it better than I do a lot of the times, and that depends on also what you're doing with your screen. You know, because for me, it's a small little box off to the side.
Yeah, I'm the man in the box.
It's a small little box. It's a redundant box.
Well, you know, small boxes are good.
Yeah, but small little box is the same thing. It's saying the same thing twice. It is what it is. The thing I hate about that. Well, one of the things I hate about that.
Right. Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and take my break real quick. Call my kid, and I
Didn't
shall.
your kid just leave?
Yeah, about 2 hours ago. I'm sorry.
I guess no, pretty close, but not really.
You need a cigarette, okay?
Sure. Now everybody's gonna leave because nobody's caring about what I'm doing.
Oh please. I'll be right back, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep this guy company. All right, man. I'll be right back.
Yep. So I added a little bit more Pyrrole red to darken this up a little bit. I don't want to darken it up too much, but definitely some. Bye. All of a sudden, What? Oh. And turn. Do I have a painting that took me so long to finish? Yeah, there's going to be other colors that are going to go into the wings a little bit. There are going to be some darks brushed back in here and there. There's going to be, like along here, there's going to be rips and holes, so there's going to be some blues and browns around some of the rips and holes. Right now, this is what's called modeling. So what the modeling phase is that I'm giving it some dimension, giving it some turn. You're following, like the other wing. Let's see if I can show you. Let's do this for a minute. Can you see that? The other wing, it's got the lighter spot for the moon, just barely lighter. And this is a little bit more orange than this because I want to make it look like it's see-through. And then there's streaks through here to make it look folded this way so that the wing looks like it's stretched as well as partially see-through. After I get it to where I want it to be, I'm also going to throw some veins in there, especially through the one that you can see through with the moon. So yeah, there's more work to be done. This is a much earlier stage of the painting. This is actually the beginnings of the actual painting. So once I get this done and I get the wings done, my goal was to just get the wings, the second coat laid on the wings, and the first coat of the fire, which I got a little bit of texture in there too, and then the moon filled in so that you can see the moon. And then after that, after I get this wing done, I'm probably not going to have any time. We're probably going to end up going 2.5 hours. That's my normal run. But the next time it will be starting to model the characters. So I'll probably start with over here again. I'm probably going to start with this guy because this guy is going to be mostly reds. Well, oranges. I say reds, but I mean oranges. Because he's reflecting that firelight. And some of him is going to be too, but some of that guy is going to be reflecting the moonlight. I'm also tempted to do a glaze, or kind of glaze or kind of wash, depending on what you want to call it, with green gold so that everything has this darker, more evil kind of look. I haven't decided on that yet. It's still, the jury's still out on it. Add more pigment here. What you can't see, and it's too bad, is there's a lot of subtle transitions in this. And those are the things that would be really cool to show. But they're kind of difficult at the same time. Now on this side, I'm less worried about getting the moonlight in. I want to get a little bit of reflective firelight in there. And the spots that I'm not reflecting the firelight, will just be a little bit of hint of the moon coming through. Can you see how subtle that is? The transition from the darker red to the lighter. And also what I'm doing is as I take paint off the brush, I'm using the brush to feather in and I'll hit the thinner a little bit because I want to blend it.
What's new? You're doing a bang up job, man.
So, one of the things that I'm doing is taking a piece of paper towel and lifting off some of the excess on this side, because this side's the furthest away from that light, and he's casting a little bit of shadow on it. So while it's still not dry and in a light state, this is very, very subtle. You have to like probably be right up on it to see the real difference, because this has not been hit. So it's just light stuff. As the overall,
Yeah. Sorry.
so you missed some stuff.
Yeah.
You missed some
Didn't mean to
stuff.
scare you.
Joseph asked if I was going to do any other colors in the wings or anything else in the wings, and this is not the final stage.
Probably, but it's all right.
Where's my new brush? There's my new brush. So this color I mixed up with this red and the orange is not going to go to waste.
That's always a good thing.
It is going to become the base layer for the rocks. And that's a little bit too much.
Good job. Yes, color greenhouse. Yeah, man. La la la. Yeah.
And everything that I let dry partially before I wipe gets a texture when I wipe it.
I get
Or
it when I wipe it too.
When I go back over it.
It's usually sticky.
This is not that channel.
Don't mind me. I'm just here. I was talking about the paint still being tacky, you know. Bam, 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 bam. Definitely come a long way from the beginning, man.
Right? It doesn't feel like it though, huh? Feels like there's so much more to do.
Yeah, but me being on the outside looking in, yeah, it's come a long way, man.
Vincent asked me if I did what does it say, a long painting?
A what painting?
Just a long painting?
Okay.
I'm not sure, because like I started to read it and then I was asked if the colors were done in the wings, and I explained that they're not. This is still, it's only a secondary coat, and there's going to be another layer. And then there's going to be veins in the wings, and some places you'll be able to see the veins in the wings. Some places you won't.
Right.
But that's the nature of the light source and what's called subsurface scattering. That is when you put your hand up to the light or whatever, and you have a light from underneath, and you can see the light through your fingers.
Uh-huh.
Then you can see the veins in your fingers and stuff when you're looking at the fingers with a flashlight or a bright light there.
Right on.
That quote I think is basically to tell you that you can work on the piece forever. You can just keep working on a piece forever and ever and ever if you're not paying attention or not saying, okay, this is going to be my stopping point. So when he's talking about abandon, that's what he's talking about, like, oh, this is it. I'm not doing any more of this. It's done. And we all come to that point.
Right.
Like the Cthulhu 1 painting I did, I can look at it now and go, I could do this and I could do that. Well, I'm not gonna. I mean, it's done. Once I call it done, it's done. And you can look back at all the stuff that you've ever done and go, I could do better.
Right.
I could do better than anything that I've done 20 years ago. I can do much better than now. Anything that I've done longer than that ago, obviously I can do much better than that now. Because I've been focusing on this that long, or focusing on whatever, art-wise. I like to say it another way. Instead of saying art's never finished, it's abandoned, I like to say that art is about the journey, not the destination. Yeah, I mean, at some point you're gonna say, this is my work. It's all my work.
Right on.
Good or bad, fault or not, it's all my work. But are you saying this is done, or am I saying this is my work, but I can see places that I want to continue, or I want to improve, or I want to do any of that? Like you don't have to say, well, somebody said I have to stop sometime, so I got to stop now. That's
right.
Not accurate. So I took a little bit of thinner on this brush because I really I had a white spot that I created another plane of rocks on. I wanted to make it look like it was a little bit more distant than the fire, but still getting hit from the fire. That's what I'm doing now. Then I'll wipe it off before I go back into see. It's a lot more subtle.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
But that's because I used a thinner version of this same color.
Right on. You read Vincent's last comment?
I did not. I haven't looked over there for a minute. I'll look at it in just a second.
Okay.
It's hard to know when to finish if you know, because you have intentions you want it to be perfect. There's no such thing. Oh, that was my gum.
Hey. Texture.
It tried to go down my throat, and I tried to bring it up from my throat, and it kept going. Now it's not in my throat, not in my mouth. It's gone. It's gone.
Gone.
So yeah, there's no such thing as perfect. None. You'll never reach perfection ever.
Well,
What you have to reach is something that you like. That's the real key. You're never going to get perfect. You're never going to get perfection. You can be a realistic painter and paint as realistic as anyone has ever painted on Earth, and you still won't go perfection. Hell, the model isn't going to be perfect. Matter of fact, believe it or not, we as humans are more attracted to small flaws as long as there's some symmetricality to your subject. Like these wings, they're not perfect on both sides. They're not supposed to be perfect on both sides. One's stretching out more, one is stretching back more, one's curving up a little bit more. So they're not in the same place. They're not supposed to be in the same place. But you can tell that they come from the same place. If the eyes are located on the same level and they're not goofy, one's really low and one's really high. And people are like that because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Some people's smiles are crooked. Some people's Tom Cruise has a tooth in the middle of his mouth. Like, so, nobody's perfect.
Well,
art's not the seeking of perfection. It's the representation of something that you are inspired by, something that you want to show other people, to make other people look at. I'm doing that through this, but I'm all about Cthulhu or whatever. I've contracted to do Cthulhu, but I love to do powerful looking muscle toned bodies, upper torsos. I love to do drapery, which you can see in the characters. I'm excited to do the flare on this girl because even though people are thinking it looks good right now, I know it's really early in it. So I'm excited to do that. Is it going to be perfect? It's not going to be perfect. No way. Not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be cool. It's meant to look at and go, wow, that's awesome. I can look at it for a long time. And that's what I want people to get out of it. That's what I want to get out of it. For me, and it might be different for a lot of people, but for me, my big pleasure in doing art is self-satisfaction. Like when I get done with a piece and I look at it and I think that's really cool and I can stare at it for a long time, that's my favorite. I have pieces that people have wanted to buy from me that I refuse to sell. Or I put a high price on it so that people would be dissuaded from it.
Right. One day somebody's gonna come along and be like, okay.
Well, I don't know if that's going to be the case, but cool. If so, if somebody wants to pay that price for that painting, I'll sell it because that's what I said I'd sell it for. It won't be my. What's that?
I said, don't be stingy with your toys.
I was just about to say, like, I'm going to paint more. I'm not going to stop painting because I got one painting I like.
Right on.
That's why art's a journey and not a destination, because some of this stuff you do and you learn. Like you were saying, happy accidents, and you're like, you learned a new technique because you had a happy accident. I knew an artist that did Magic the Gathering cards, His name was Quentin Hoover, and I talked to him in the last years of his life. I didn't know it was the last years of his life. If I had, I probably would have talked to him more.
Right on.
He was a really good guy, but he had this technique of doing marble that everybody liked. And it was an accident. He actually was in a rush to do something and spilled some ink on the picture, and then he tried to clean it up. And then he got that look, and it was really cool, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I'm really liking these wings. I'm going to have to show you a close-up. I don't want to do that right now because I don't want to mess everything up, but... So now I've got the rocks basically laid out. The flames basically, I gotta go to these rocks. I think that's actually more than I thought I was gonna accomplish. If I can get that done in our little 2.5 hour mark, that would be excellent, right?
Right.
It's way more than I thought I was gonna do, and the painting has come a huge way just tonight, right?
Right.
But all the stuff that I took the time to set up before tonight that made that happen, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
all the little stuff that I did, little bits of dark brown here and the little bits of the blues that brought out everything, and the blends of the browns and all that stuff. That's what you're looking at now that is standing out, because those shadows make those rocks stand out only because what I'm doing isn't really white, but it's white in comparison.
Uh-huh.
So and then I'm going to dry brush over this stuff later on too. Probably not tonight though.
Right.
With some of that orange mixture that I was doing, so that it looks like there's a haze of that fire that you know how fire looks like it's coming over like a fire pit or something, even though it's not. It'll look like it is.
Right.
And you can't see what I'm doing there. Shit. I need to be able to turn this, but I'm not turning the camera so you can see my feet and all that. There's a comic artist that I follow that he does like he'll open comic books that he just gets on and talk about what he loves about them or whatever. But like as he's showing them, you can see his feet. And I'm like an anti-foot guy. Like,
Yeah. Always
feet
happen.
think feet are gross. Yeah, well, you know, I credit Steve with that. Like I don't know if I had a definite opinion before that,
Right.
but yeah, after Steve started fucking picking his skin off his feet and flicking them everywhere. That was before his pet rat.
Right.
I can only imagine what happened when this pet rat started eating his feet. Did the
I
rat
don't
gag?
want to.
What's that?
I don't want to. You're bringing up old memories. I'm gonna have bad dreams.
Well, fortunately, I haven't really even paid attention to the music much. I like having people that are coming on and talking. And
Right on, it's groovy. I like it.
I do really love having you on because this is the only way we get to hang out. We used to hang out so much.
Ah, I know, man. I know. All the time.
Yeah. What the hell did Vincent ask? Before we got to discussing when a piece of art was finished, I think he asked if I had done other long paintings, I guess. And the answer would be each painting has its own length.
All right.
It would be remiss of me to say no, or because that wouldn't be true. Like, this is a larger scale painting. That doesn't mean it's less time consuming,
Right.
or more time consuming. Because Cthulhu 1 took me a long time. I drew it, and then every stage I did layers and layers and layers of thin. So it was so thin that you saw through every layer, and I had to build it and build it and build it. Do I do anything for Free Comic Book Day? I don't know what that is. So, no. What do you mean by do anything for Free Comic Book Day, and what can you do for Free Comic Book Day? Are you talking about like giveaways, art-wise, or?
Probably art-wise, man.
Well, I don't know. I'll let him answer because I know a couple of people have said something about Free Comic Book Day, and like, I don't know what that means unless you go to a comic store and somebody's giving away certain free comic books. I know some of the comic shops used to do that back in my day, but I haven't actually even been into a comic shop.
Yeah,
Long time.
too.
Well, I think maybe you live nearer a comic shop. Well, that's not true, actually. Now
I
that
don't know if
think about
it's
it.
still in town or not.
Well, now that I think about it, now that I said that, open my Yap, there's a new comic book place that opened here, and I haven't been in it. And then there's a cards and comic shop, but they mostly play like Magic the Gathering, and I think they're doing just enough comic shop stuff to keep their doors open to play Magic the Gathering because the guys actually play, which I don't. So, again, it's one of those things that
Excuse me.
Free Comic Book Day, anything like Nudie Magazine Day.
I'm there.
Nudie Magazine Day?
Where's that at? Yeah, man, you can
That's
just
like the first
give
of
me
the month,
address
but
in the comments.
I didn't think there's any nudie magazines anymore. Playboy went and dressed all the women, like all of them. There's no exposure whatsoever. There's basically swimsuit issues or whatever.
Right.
Since Hugh Hefner died, his son took over and woke it up.
Go back to sleep. Good.
Asheville, Madison. Yeah, okay. Let's see. So apparently there's a newish nationwide thing where most comic book shops feature local artists and try to have bigger people come and give away comics. I think everyone gets at least one free comic.
Yeah.
That's news to me. I think it would be pretty cool. Believe it or not, there is a big comic artist that lives in Maine.
It is the first Saturday of May. All right, man.
There's actually a couple of bigger name comic book artists that either have lived in Maine or do live in Maine now.
All right.
John Bogdanove, who
I know that name.
He created Steel.
Very cool. Joe's got a few Marvel people around him.
What's that?
Joseph Wagner. Sorry, I messed up your last name, dude.
Warga?
He's got a few Marvel people around him.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know about Marvel, but John Bogdanove was DC. He drew Superman for a long time. I think Man of Steel with Dan Jurgens.
All right. My last name's the same way, dude.
Don't really want to say too much. Don't want to say too much about him, but he's a nice guy, and he is so into Superman that he named his kid Kal-El.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. Warga. All right, got you, man. Didn't mean to mess it up.
Well, is it War or Warga? Because that's war.
Banner.
Warga's cool if that's so. Not that the other one's not cool. It's just Warga would be different for my ears. And cool for my ears. Like, I have a client that I got permission to use his name as a character in a book because I just like his name.
His science teacher used to call him Warmonger.
Hey, my last name is Ware, and I've had it pronounced Ware. Like, where? Warehouse, silverware, underwear. What do you mean? Well, not underwear, but underwear is EAR, but silverware, warehouse, Tupperware, all that stuff is the same kind of wear, and they pronounced it Ware. Ware. It's like that commercial where the chicks got Glade. Like, yeah.
Man, my last name being Kessler, yeah, I've been called Kessler. I've been called Kefley, Keesley. Like, come on, man. It's like Nestle with a K, only spelled different.
Yeah, it's the spelled different part.
Yeah.
That's what throws everybody, really.
Right. But where are they getting these F's and these R's? Because there is none.
Right? You okay?
Yeah, I just had to throw something away. Stop looking at my book. That's 50 books a pop.
I've heard that somewhere before.
Yeah, I know, right? Vaguely familiar.
Vaguely, huh? Something clawing at me from the past. Actually, the sound that you made, I thought you ended up spitting up Mountain Dew or something.
Aha!
No, not to be funny, but It sounded like he spit something up. Like, I guess he stood up real quick or something.
Yeah, I had to throw something away.
That's like when I slid the trash can across the floor the other night and you're like, what was that? Ah! You couldn't hear me talking, but you could hear me slide the trash can across the floor.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit, did you fall? What the hell? Oh.
I got a guy that wants me to tattoo him.
Cool. Hey.
I love the people that tell me for years they want a tattoo and then expect that I'm gonna just drop everything and do a tattoo for them.
Right. Be like, let me get right on that, buddy. This quick.
Well, yeah, it's only been 5 years since you said you might want something.
He had to think about what he wanted.
Yeah, well, the guy that wants something is, he already has something I started.
Hey,
Cover
me
up.
too.
Well, he has a cover-up that I started, and he stopped it in a place where you would think he would have been back to finish it sooner.
Right on.
Because it just basically had the basic outline and a little bit of black's done.
All right.
And so you can still see what's going to be covered up, you know. So that's what I'm talking about. You would think, just for that, he'd want to show up, you know, to get it finished. And he was like, I want to get this done, and I'm like, you know, I have a heart condition. He's like, oh yeah, but I wanna get this done while I can.
Right.
Like, yeah, thanks. So you just want my tattoo work? I'm gonna die of a heart attack, but it's okay if you get your thing. People. Can you see that? You see any of that? Is it fading out? There we go. Oh, I guess that plate blocks it.
With a plate in
You
the
see
way,
how
you could
those rocks look lit up now, right?
Yeah, man. Definitely.
All right, Vincent. Nice hanging with you.
Take it easy, man.
I hope I inspired you to do some work. That is the ultimate goal, to see people do some work and succeed, learn tricks that they didn't think about, approach things from a different angle.
Meow.
I'm liking this flat brush, except for I think there was a freaking cat hair in my paint.
It's that texture thing, man.
Yeah.
Cat's just trying to help.
So I finished From Russia with Love last night.
All right.
It really either doesn't end or Bond dies.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you know it or not, but both Arthur Conan Doyle, who wrote Sherlock Holmes, and Ian Fleming, who wrote James Bond.
Now, happy.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the last comment about the cat hair. Not a happy accident.
Oh yeah, right. Both of them felt like they were trapped by their characters
Okay.
and wanted to kill them off. Sherlock Holmes was killed originally. He died on a waterfall, falling off a waterfall, fighting off of a waterfall with Moriarty. That's where Moriarty's actual first and only appearance was.
Okay.
But public popular demand kept bringing him back. I wonder if that's different color. No, it kind of looks like the same color, but it's not. I guess I'm going to have to lighten that up a little bit.
What's that?
Oh, this color. It's not too bad if it gets darker when it's going back, but
Right.
when it's nearer the light, it should be a little bit lighter of a color.
Word.
Not enough to be confused for the flame, but enough to look like that's what the flame is hitting. I don't want it to be confused for the color of the wing.
Right. I can dig that.
They are very similar because they're the same sets of colors. But I want to make it look like they're different. The wings are red inherently, and then they are enhanced by the other light schemes.
Okay.
Whereas the rocks are only red by the light scheme. There's so much mixing agent in it, it's picking up that brown and mixing it in with the orange. I like that
Well,
because
yeah.
we're getting away from the firelight a little bit,
Yeah.
so it darkens it a little bit. One thing you'll note is that I'm not pre-mixing my colors.
Right on.
Like I'm mixing them on the plate, on my beloved plate.
As you go.
Yep.
I
It's one of the things that I learned, and it was like one of those lessons that had to be beat into my brain, is that color isn't flat like that. Like if you look at a face or if you look at anything, almost everything is either reflective or transparent or a combination thereof.
Right.
So if you're looking at something that's reflecting the light on the one hand and reflecting the sky on the other hand, there's two different colors there, depending on the light. Unless what you got is ambient light, which is whatever's on the ground. It could be the light reflecting from the sun or whatever off the ground,
Right.
or it can be a street lamp in the moonlight, that type of thing. The ambient light could be somebody is standing in a doorway, so the ambient light would actually be the doorway, or the reflected light, bounce light, is a lot of times ambient light, and that's sunlight bouncing off the grass, and then it gives a green tint to whatever is below that Terminator line that I was talking about a couple of episodes ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember.
So that's what goes under the Terminator line, under the spot that's darkest, is a slightly lighter reflection or bounce light. And that's pretty much on everything unless it's a chiaroscuro technique. And the chiaroscuro technique is where it just literally fades into shadow or fades into a background color or something. There is no bounce light, no reflective light, because it's too far removed from the actual light source.
All right. Right. I got it.
A little bit more red, but actually, maybe a dab of brown. Keeping in mind, I want to keep the wings separated.
Word.
So everything that I'm painting right here is going to have another layer over it.
Okay.
This is just that's the blocking thing. I'm just blocking in the light and shadow or whatever. But it's going to make it possible, just like everything else made it possible, for those wings to pop, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we want the rocks and stuff to kind of fade off, so I might touch some colors like here. I'm not going to get specific. I don't need to get specific. This is the modeling, but it's still kind of blocking to it.
Yeah.
And I'm switching to more blocking because I want to get this done. Like, we're a little bit over the time I was going to go for. If I'd have stopped with the wings, we'd been early.
Right on.
But this does have to get done, so.
I got you.
Yeah, so I've got to do a layer of lighter stuff over here.
What the hell is that? Dennis Kelly says it looks pretty rich. Man. Wow. I'm getting a bunch of hissing in my fingers. Oh, okay. I'm not the only one that hears it then. Hey, Rich, we're getting a lot of hissing in your mic or whatever, and I don't know what it is. One. Every time you say something, it sounds like the aliens are attacking me. No, I'm frightened. Nope, still, I think it's your mic. Hi, everyone. I'm Joe Schmo. Nope. Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Joe says it would be a great beginning to a death metal song.
That's it's called like
Now you sound like a fuzzy robot.
so it might be. Might be a connection.
I mean, I'm starting to hear you better. So.
I turn the light down and I'm not facing the light now.
Or your computer needs a reset. I'm just reading what the comment says. Brett says, has Rich been teaching Charlie Brown? That's pretty damn funny. Hell, pick it up and bang it on the table a couple times. Wah, wah, wah.
And just when I was giving a shout out to Dennis, hey,
Oh, still pretty fuzzy. Sorry.
I've turned it all the way down. How about that?
There you go. I hear you, man. You sound like you.
That's really weird. All I did was turn it all the way down. Like, oh, wait a minute. All the way up. No, all the way down.
There's a little bit of fuzz, but I can hear you pretty clear.
That is weird.
There you go. I got that whole sentence. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't turn the mic up or any of that.
Mm,
And I don't hear what's going on, so
right.
all I can hear is what I hear in my earphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying that Dennis and Andy are the ones that do chord draft. Dennis does he's doing a role-playing game for it.
Oh, cool.
I did an acrylic painting of chord draft on watercolor paper.
Yeah, that is strange. That whole mic deal, that's strange. Crazy, man.
Yeah, it's really weird because it didn't do it the whole time.
Right.
And I didn't do anything to the mic. Didn't even move the mic. Nothing.
Mm.
So I'm gonna turn this light off so y'all can see where we're at. Maybe.
Maybe. Nah, that's cool. Yeah, man.
I guess I'll turn the other light off and maybe you guys will see.
You got
That looks a lot more like it except for the blues or
You got to move it up so we can see the other side.
the other side.
Yeah.
Well,
Over by where you,
yeah, I've only got so much.
Yeah, I know.
The camera. Let's see.
Sorry, camera. But yeah, from what I see, it's come together really nice.
Yeah, I'm not going to get everything in the picture
There you go.
at any angle. So
Right.
cut a little bit off the bottom of her. so everybody knows it's just a fire pit.
Oh yeah, it looks groovy. Oh yeah, dude.
The blues don't look really good right now.
You'll be dipping into that soon enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna do more blue over that too, so, or green, but I think I'm gonna do more blue. Each consecutive layer solidifies it a little bit more. Like if I didn't do the Payne's Gray toning on this that you can see in Cthulhu and those guys,
Yeah.
I would have probably gotten a very smooth background before I even started. So I don't know, but that is where I'm gonna end it. We've got almost 3 hours in. Thank you all for showing up.
Yeah, thanks for coming by, guys. It's been
Sitting
a
through
blast.
my bad mic. Thanks, Dennis. I didn't expect to see you, but that's great.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody have a great night.
Yeah, have a good night. And, sure you subscribe. You already did, I'm sure. Hit that bell, hit a like. And you can send donations too. No.
Next episode is in 2 days. Usually I'm doing it every... Let's see, what is today? Saturday, right?
It's Saturday.
So, Tuesday. All right.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Ending broadcast.